Everybody, and welcome to another episode of HFortressCraft Evolved live stream. Now, I had a very interesting question today on the forums, and hopefully I can bring the forums up without making too much of a problem on the stream. From
out of the night that covers
hang on.
black.
I forgot to mute the sound, so you might have a little bit of a sound advert there. Right, the question was from, and I do apologise if I pronounce your name incorrectly, was Sukomi Tetsu. Hopefully I have pronounced it right, but I don't think I have. Now, basically he asked the question, and I have replied on the forum, but I thought I'd do it just in case other people wanted to know and they don't read the forums, was why should I watch somebody play the game when I can play it myself? Okay, now that's a very important question, and basically my answer was to that, when you go out and you want to go and buy a new game, the best thing to do for me personally is I always go and see if it's on YouTube. Now, take this Witcher 3. Okay, it comes out and it's £45, right? Don't know what it is in your currency wherever you live. But £45 is a lot of money. So I haven't researched it yet because I'm not going to buy it yet. But I would thought, when I do buy it, I am going to go and research it. I am going to go and have a look and see, is it worth the money? And I've also had a couple of friends at work that have also gone and got it, and they said yes, it is worth the money. But what do you do if you can't find it on YouTube, or you can't find it anywhere for any information, and you've only got what they give you? Well, basically that's where you go and ask your friends that have they got any. So not only watching stuff on YouTube can give you the information that you want, but you can make new friends, especially if you go and watch it live stream. Okay, and the other thing that is good for watching stuff on YouTube is basically to ask for help if you're stuck. So that's really it. So basically it's to do research to see if the game is worth the money, to ask questions and get help if you're stuck, and to make new friends that like playing the same game as you. And that is basically what my answer is to that question. Now, the levels of this HFortressCraft game, I was having a chat with one of my Steam friends, and he's just started a new world, so well done, congratulations to you, good luck with it. And when you get to the cold level, and when you get to the poisoned level, if we take a quick look at, if you press C, and I think it's, no, it's not there. We've got to go to the suit menu. Right, if you go to the suit heater, right, this keeps you from getting hypothermia, right? But there's a problem. When you go and get lithium, for me, most of the time, I have found it beyond the cold level. Okay? Sometimes I found it above, sometimes I found it just below it. So it can be a bit tricky for that one. So maybe you might want to do the Mark 1 suit heater, instead of with lithium, do it with steel, iron, and then do the Mark 2 with better materials to last longer for the hypothermia. Now when you get to the toxic particle bit, which is lithium, nickel and titanium, it says use this to progress past the poison spore filled caves. Crafting this allows your suit to filter out dangerous and hallucinogenic toxins from the atmosphere. Well, that don't work. As simple as that. But the simple fact is, I am down at the toxic level, because at the toxic level is where you get your biomass. I haven't even made this. I've got no hallucinogenics, toxins. I've got no dying stuff or anything like that. So I don't know if DJ has programmed it in or not, but it's not working. So I'm not going to bother doing it. Okay. Suit headlight, waste of time, and uses your power up very, very quickly. Suit power pack would be really, really nice if we could have a Mark II, so we can hold more than 500 units, and we could actually have a Mark II and a Mark III where it would be the level of the solar, sorry, not the solar battery, the power storage box. So level 1 would be 250 is what you start off with. Level 2, I mean, that's 1,500. But if we could have, say, the suit power pack to go from 250 to 500, which is the Mark 1, and then have a Mark 2 which would go from 500 to 750, and a Mark 3 to go from 750 to 1,000, that would be great. And you could do a lot more with that. So that's just my thoughts on bits and pieces of those. Same with the solar cell. You could do Mark 1s, Mark 2, Mark 3s and stuff like that. I don't know how long things take to program and stuff like that. I'm not an expert. But yeah. I was also looking at the lab the other day, and I asked a question of why you get two different types of lab. Now the question is, in this laboratory component here, you have the basic PCB, which is made from copper, and you have the light machine housing. Okay. Now, why you have that one, and then if you go into, I think it's here, unless it's been changed since, but I've not had an update. Yeah, why you then have basic experimental pods on basic PCBs, I have absolutely no idea. Why do you want two different recipes to make the same item? Because the basic experimental pod uses copper housing, and copper housing uses copper plate. Okay, so I can't see the point of that. This lab, unless it's meant to be an early or a late game lab, which I think hopefully DJ will clear up, two different recipes, what's the point? Really, what's the point? Have one recipe, because people are going to want to learn it. Yeah, you don't need to. It's either early or late stage. Confused with that. Totally confused with that. Okay, because I'm not going to bother doing all this copper housing to get the basic experimental pod to make the laboratory component when I can just go into the early game version of it, if I can remember where it is, and just use the light machine housing, which is tin and copper. Okay, alright, because that's just far more easier. I mean, lightweight machine housing is tin. Okay, you can see it's tin plates. So, and tin plates, I mean, look, I've got 2,000 units of tin, but my copper is absolutely rubbish. I've got very little copper, because the basic PCBs, you've got to have copper coils, and the way to make copper coils is with copper. So if we could, I don't know, decide whether this lab over here, and it's a lovely thing, we're going to have a quick look at it before we actually start doing what we're going to do. It's a lovely thing, look, I mean, it's absolutely designed ingenious, you know, it's a lovely design. I don't know who makes the designs, I just know that DJ creates them. I don't know if he does any of the graphics inside. If he does, wonderful. But what does it do? Because when you press E to interact, no items to analyse. Okay, so you switch the button and we get an experiment. Now we've got no possible projects and we've got no items to analyse. We've got no RP and I've got power. Now I have got the research assembler. Now I don't know what the research assembler does, okay, but we'll put it in there, and then we'll go and press E, and we say analyze mode, and it says no items to analyze. Choose an experiment. We can't choose an experiment because we haven't got anything. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. And basic experimental pod, we haven't got one, so we're going to go and make one, and I'm just going to show you again. I mean, this is a basic experimental pod. I'm not sure if others have done it. If others have done it, please let us know how you did it, because it's frustrating. Right, so we're going to make a basic experimental pod because I haven't got one. Okay, so we need copper housing. So we need copper plates to make the copper housing. We need 6 copper plates. Now, luckily or unluckily, I haven't got no copper plates. So I'm going to put in some copper, and you can see we make copper plates. It's right, easy, straightforward, quite simple, and we should have that as enough. Okay, and then we just go over here and we go and make our copper housing,
crafting,
and we make our basic
crafting,
experimental pod. Now this says used to unlock projects, a low level experimental pod. Now we have the lab. And again we're going to put in the experimental pod, because I presume the only way to get it in is with a hopper. So we'll press E to go. I don't know what, it doesn't really matter where you go on there. And again you can see analyze, I've got full power and nothing, not a thing. and if we press experiment, we've got nothing to choose. Now it's on add and remove. I don't know how to get past it. I don't know what to do with it. So if you know, then please put a comment in, or just leave some information on how to do it. Or if you have a YouTube on it, then post it so we can watch it and we can give you a shout out and we can say this is how to do it. I know DJ is going to be doing a lecture on it, a YouTube video on how to use it, but we want to use it now. We built this nice new shiny toy and we can't use it. Boo-hoo. So we're going to have a look at the help pages, because I was looking at the help pages the other day, and I was looking at the reference. I was sure it was the reference. I'm looking at consumables. Now we've got all these nice thingies here. Okay, and I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at these. We've got research assembler, basic experimental pod, but then we've got simplified experimental pod. So if you look at that, there's just nothing there. Okay, but then you got ultimate experimental pod. That hasn't been done yet. So we can see that this lab is going to be something really, really big. But what's it going to do? What's it going to give us? Now, the other thing I think is machines. I was looking at the other day, and I can't remember if it was here. No, let's have a look. Home. Is it machine upgrades? I found something that caught my interest. Not sure. Here we go. You look at this, we've got copper wire. We've got iron, lithium, gold, nickel, titanium, copper, tin core, oil core, gold core. And we've got all these gold and plates and primary PCB, basic PCB. So, there's no description on this yet. Used in electronic devices. Now that's the only hint we got on that. And it costs a copper coil, which is a basic PCB. Okay, it even tells you how to do it. Okay, gives you the recipes. Right. Now, this basic experimental pod, and that it says used to unlock projects. Now, if we go back to the basic and we do primary, there's nothing there, so nothing's been done yet. But I have a spare laboratory component because I built it the other way. So we're going to put that in there. Okay. And we're going to press E. And we've got no experiments. And we've got no analysing stuff. Now just to make sure, I'm going to take both out. And we're going to put just that one in. And you see nothing, no RP, nothing. So don't know what we're doing with this, because it clicks and it's just idle. Okay, nothing to do anything with it. So again, not sure what to do. And I've tried all sorts of things. I've tried this sort of stuff, yeah, and nothing absolutely works. I don't know how to get it started. So if you know anything about this lab, leave some info. Let's get it working. Let's show people. Now that's changed. Now I haven't got any rock, believe it or not, to crush, so I don't know if we can use this. And yes, it looks like we can use that toxic stuff, but what do we get with it? Oh, let's clear out this. So we can use toxic cavern. We've got steep stone, we've got toxic cavern, rubble. Okay, so we're gonna leave that going. I'm gonna shove in the toxic cavern. Okay, we're gonna see if that goes, see if it jams up, because you know it's another waste material. But our main aim today is this beauty. This is our jet turbine, and to get this power running, you're going to need at least 2 of these. Okay, you're going to have to build 2 of these, because the first one, and its only use, is to power this. Is the refinery reactor unit. Okay, because this takes so long to charge, to make an item, okay, that it is just absolutely impossible to do. Okay, it takes a while, you can do it, everything like that, not a problem, but honestly, you want one of these, you really do. And what you've got to do is you've got to make sure that you've got this lined up properly. Now I don't know if I've got any, to be honest. Now the first thing that what we've got to be looking for is we need a hopper. Okay, now that's the first thing that we're going to be using. Now I don't know why we got all these up, and yes, again, this is tin. This tin is really, you know, top notch, full. I need to sort that out. So we're going to be going up here to our, this is our copper section. And yes, I did power this to make what was it, tin plates. So we've got 100 tin plates there. So we're going to take those off, because I'm going to put some more tin in there. So I want some more plates. Okay. See. Okay, so that's going to be working away on the tin plates. Okay, and because we're going to be wanting to make more bits and pieces for our multi-storage units, so we're going to be wanting to make mass storage blocks, and for that we need tin plates. So we're actually going to do that at a later date, but that's what I've done it for. So what are we going to be doing? We are going to be looking for a storage hopper, so we're going to be crafting one of those. Now the reason that we want one of those is because basically we want to do to put our fuel in there. Okay, now we don't want lots of fuel going in all the time, so I'm actually going to work on a system where you can power it and it will generate for you and it will bank up and it won't use it all the time, like so. We can just see how it goes. But some of this you can't fully automate. You've got to have an on-off switch, and basically the easiest on-off switch I found is just use a conveyor belt and just turn it the wrong way around. Okay, so our hopper needs to go here. Okay, just anywhere there. And all it is for power. You just put your power in there. Okay, your fuel canister. Now the next thing is, and this is going to be the tricky part, is we are going to want to make some really nice power stuff. Okay, so we need Mark 3s. Okay, as you can see I'm low on nickel, so we can use Mark 2s, which we need copper with, and luckily my copper is over here. No, it's not. My copper is over here. I actually moved it. Okay, so we're going to be banking some of these. Now I'm not going to do any of these yet, because the first thing that I want to do before anything else is see if I can make a Mark II, and again I can't because I need more nickel. Now that is actually been a problem for me because we're just not getting the nickel. Well, I mean that's down below, so we'll have to go and get that a little bit later. So we need to improve our nickel because really we want this banked. Yeah, I'm not going to be worried about using T1 lasers if I've got a couple of banks of these. Now each one of these needs 32 nickel bars, so we are going to have to go downstairs. Now the other thing is I accidentally exploded my teleporter to get down here, and that was fun at the time, but now it's really annoying because we have to do this really long walk down here all the time. Okay, and what I have been doing is just excavating the roof every now and then so we can go down a little bit quicker, but excuse me for coughing, but that's not the ideal thing. I actually want to try and go and find another diamond, but I have looked, but I can't. A bit jumpy, but I can't find another one. Now the other reason why I'm taking out the roof bit by bit, just a couple of bits, is because you actually go down faster, and it's nice to see these blocks bounce down as well. Now I'm running this at 25 frames per minute on OBS now because it seems to be handling it okay. Not going to make no promises on that though, so I might have to reduce it again because it seems just a slight, since this new OBS, not OBS, I've switched over this bleeding edge update, then it seems to be just a little bit slow when you get rid of a block. Okay, so just bear that in mind. I've had a few mistakes where I wanted to put in the block and it's not keeping up. Now that's going to be enough to take that out. Well, we'll finish down to the bottom there, because I didn't realise we were down that quick. And of course, with it being live feeding now, it's just basically you get to see all the rubbish, dull, boring parts as well. Okay, so yeah, you know, you're in for the thick of it. But if you remember, we had a column here, and these actually get used up very, very quickly. Now I am just going to empty all of these. Okay, because that's going okay. It's idle. Not sure what's going on there. Why are we idle? Should now kick out. Ah, I know why it's idle. Because it's eaten all the blocks already. Look at this. You know, so that's why it's idle. Aren't I a dummy? So we need to move this. Okay, and we need to put it down here. Open up that, click and click, so we've got those. Okay, now you can see that that's going to be working there, and we're just going to take these and these off. And again, we're just going to put that there. If I can get round to it, one there as well. Okay, so this should now not be idle. Yes, it should do, because again, me being the idiot like I am, okay, put it on dirt. Okay, and we don't want it on dirt. Let's take that and that off. Okay, and we need to just reconfigure that. And put the drill head in there, open that up. Okay, and then we can put down our storage units. Okay, and that gives us 500 crystal each time. And of course you've got these little guys that come around and sort of trying to make you wary. Okay, and we could explore the cold, but not really going to be honest. Now when you get past the cold level, or you get to the cold level, build one of these. 250, well, mine's a 15 power storage hopper. Okay, PGT, a storage hopper. Okay, do make sure that you keep your fuel loaded in there. Okay, why is we only putting 10 in there? that's because it's a logistics hopper. Okay, I only use a logistics. Oh, I don't need anything else. And then obviously we come down to our nice little bit down here, which we were building. And this is where our lovely nickel is, and we were working. Get a little bit of lag there. Ouch. On making steps up around it. Now I have made a few steps up around it, and I will continue making the steps up and around it, and we've got our nice crystals and stuff like that. I'm not sure if we're out of nickel again, if nickel hasn't got power, so I'm just going to go and have a look. Well, nickel is coming along, it is coming in, but it's a slow process because we need one of these top thingies, yeah. And this power storage really has not got enough going into it, because again, you can't do everything off one block. It just doesn't work. And this nice little guy is going, so we've got nickel going, so I'm not too worried about there. But I'm not. We've got biomass down there, but I'm not going to go down there. I just wanted to come for the nickel, really. But we need to make another top here, because we are getting quite a few in here, and we do need it exported out quite quickly. I'm not sure if we've got enough nickel. Actually, we've got 27 nickel bars, and obviously to get back up, yeah, because look at all this power that we're using, yeah, and we're just not getting enough there, so we're gonna have to work on this. But I don't want to work on this today. I just want to have a look, get the turbo going. Okay, and just have some time, like I said, to get this turbo going. Now I'm not sure if it stores, if it's been updated and it stores the power. Don't really want to risk that. Do want to get the power into at least a Mark III storage, and we still haven't got enough. It's 27, so I'm wondering if we can use a Mark II. No, again that's 85. So we're going to go with a Mark II. Okay.
Crafting.
I'm going to craft 2 of those. We're going to do a laser transmitter. I know it's only a T1. But if we set it up right, we can probably get 2 going. Now, the other thing that we need to do is to get on, I'm not sure where it is. Is it in here? It might be in here. No, let's have a look in here. Empty fuel canister. Okay. So we need an empty metal tube. So how do we make an empty metal tube, you're going to ask? Now this is where you can say this depends how much energy you are going to use and how much energy you're not going to use. Okay, so you combine with other items to create useful parts, an empty metal tube. So we're going to craft this. Okay, we're only going to craft one. We only want one for each turbo. Okay, at this point in time, because we only got one turbo. So if we go back and we go empty fuel canister, yeah, we're going to craft one. That's all we are going to craft. Now that at the moment is not going to do us any good whatsoever, and I need to build some stairs here. To think about how to get those. And basically what you're going to be doing is your canister is going to go into here. Okay, going to go into here, it's going to fuel, and then when it's empty it's going to come out. Okay, right, now here next to it we're going to want one. I've got it aimed right. I'm going to have two. Okay, because from those we're going to have one there. Okay, now currently at the moment this is a waste. Okay, because it's not making us any energy whatsoever. So we're going to put it on here. Okay, that's going to start powering up. Hopefully you can see that going, and it's going to start powering this cube up. Now this is also another way you make power, but we're not going to discuss that today. And what we're going to be doing on here, we're going to have a bit looking on here. We've got biomass. Now I've got some biomass somewhere. Not sure how much I've got though. Got 100. But make sure you've got high energy composite fuel. Okay, and then you're going to be putting 100 of that in. Okay, now that should now we're missing an empty fuel canister. Now I'm not sure. Yeah, we need another hopper. Okay, I'll tell you what, this game loves hoppers. It really does love hoppers, but I don't mind it. It's an ideal thing to do.
Crafting.
Okay. So we're now going to put a hopper on the top. Like so. Okay. And we are going to, I think it's ignore that, and we're going to put, where's our canister? Trying to find it in all this is really kind of difficult sometimes. Now I know I made a canister, but where is it? There it is. So we're going to put the canister in there. Okay, and now you can see that it's working. Okay, now you can see just how quickly that is going down. Alright, that is just not going very well. Now we can see now that we've got a high energy fuel canister, so we're going to take that, and you can see we've got 84 left. I'm not going to use that. We're now going to take this off and this off, and we're going to take this off, and we don't need this, nor this, nor any of this. All of this can just come off, okay, because we're not going to power it at all with that. Okay, this does not need to be used at all now. We can take all of this up, okay, and in fact what we could do is actually move this lab so it's over here, so our lab is practically just literally here, which I might consider doing. So how are we going to get this power? Okay, because you can see very low power there. Okay, and what we're going to do is we are going to put in one of these. Okay, so I'm going to put in another one of those. Now you can see at the moment that is absolutely hitting the side of it. Okay, that's fine, not a problem there, but we want to make sure that this is going into a storage unit. Okay, so we're going to put one here, one here. I'm actually going to put one here as well, but what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to destroy this. Okay, I'm just going to have to move it over by one, because this is what really is going to make, this is your fuel making turbine. Okay, this is not your power turbine. Okay, let's not bother looking for them. Let's just grab that there and grab that there. Okay, and then we have our turbine. Okay, didn't do it quite well. Okay, a little bit of a glitch there. Don't know why we've got a little bit of a glitch. Take it away again. Let's stand over here out of the way. Right, not sure if it's glitching. Alright, okay, it was that was glitching it out. Right, so we're going to turn those round. And we're going to put another one there. Okay, and we need to go and make another blue one. And you're going to say, well, why are we going to have so much power? When basically we don't need it. We are at a stage where this power, we're still only using T1s and T2s. Okay.
Crafting.
Okay, so this gives us, we're going to take that off. Okay, so this gives us 15, 3,000, 4,500 units. Okay, at the end here it can store okay, 250, 500, 750, okay, and that's just going to power this, because the first thing that what we've got to test is we've got to take this off, and we're going to put this on, okay, back on, and we now have an empty fuel canister. We should not have an empty fuel canister. Okay, so we'll go refill it. Okay, we haven't got an empty fuel canister. Right, okay, so it's a red one. So we now got the red one, which is high energy composite fuel. Now this is why we love the turbojet. Put that in there, okay, and watch it go. Just listen and watch the power go. So you can see all the air intake going, look, yeah. You can see it's already filling this, and this is 3 of them, remember, and this is, look, you've got 96% power there, 96%. Now these are nearly all at full capacity, and we're at 89%. Now we're not using anything else, we're not putting anything else into it. This is just to show you how much you're going to need these upgrades. Look, 3,000. Nearly all the way up there, look. So we're at 85. And it's still got power, still going power. You can see the transfer isn't very good on these. Okay, and look, it's at 80% at 3,000 power. Okay, so there you go. It has been updated, I believe. Or the fuel level is still going to be going down. It's at 76%. So it has been updated by the look of it. These are at 1,000 each, nearly 1,005, near enough 1,005. Yeah, and it looks like it's holding. It's not going to be burning. It's not going to be wasting fuel now. But we're just going to leave it for a couple of seconds just to make sure. Okay. So that's how quick it goes. Alright. Near enough 1,500 in each of all of these. Now, these are 250s. Yeah. So this now is going to make a really nice bit. Now I'm not sure whether this kicks it out. Alright, it does kick it out. Okay, so it puts the fuel in. It does use the fuel, okay, but it's not using it as quickly. So if it's not being used, yeah, you are going to lose it. Yeah. So we take this out now, and what you're going to see now is when we put this in, the speed it will fill it. Okay, because you can see, look, it stays at 290, 280. Yeah, and you can see, bang, there, it's done in seconds. Now this is why you do not need a lot of fuel canisters. Okay, one fuel canister will do it, just one. But what you got to remember is, this now can be a whole power unit just by itself, a whole power plant just by itself, with one fuel canister. And all you've got to do is keep these batteries going. Yeah. Now we are actually going to go and build some more batteries, because we've got the components, we've got the spaces for it, and we can upgrade at a later date to number 3s. I just want to see what we are going to be using. Are we going to be using copper? I don't really want to be using a lot of copper because I ain't got a lot of copper. I can't remember what the level 3 was. I'm sure it was the nickel. Yeah, it was a nickel. I'd rather use a nickel, to be honest, but it's gonna have to, one.
Crafting, crafting, crafting. Crafting, crafting, crafting.
Okay. So, because we want to have this fuel for us, yeah, we're going to take these off. And these are our bankers. These are what we will bank our fuel in. And you can see it's using it. Okay, you can see that even with 6, yeah, but at least it's not going to be wasting the fuel, it's going to be storing it. And that's what you want. You want storage, because it's not being wasted. Nothing's being transmitted, look. We're still at 48%. So basically you can see the power of this. Yeah. Now this can go off to power your lab. Okay. And like I said, this is from just one fuel canister. Look, 42%, and we are still gaining more power because we just haven't got enough here. Yeah, these are all totally full, and there you go. It's just adding more. So we could put another layer on here. You could have a 9x9 block. Yeah, because copper's really easy to get, to be honest. But now when we want to go and build a second turbine, because say we want to have more of around. More of these, yeah, right. And I can't see, we are, looks like we are out of coal. Yeah, we are out of coal again, so this is now where we're going to take this jet turbine. Get rid of all of this now, because this is just not really good for us now, because it's really outdated and slow. It's good for a T1 setup, yeah. But we are going to get rid of it. Okay, so we're going to get rid of all of these as well. Okay. And we are going to link the jet turbine up to it. Now that's going to be no mean feat, okay, because we've got all these just cannot transfer quickly enough, yeah, which is not really their fault, because in a way this uses an awful lot of power. Alright, I'm not too fussed about it going down. But we are going to want to use this raw power. So how are we going to connect it when the line of sight is out of the way? So we're just going to go straight from here all the way in the front. We're going to go to K, and we can see our turbines that way, yeah. So okay, let's see. Also, for some reason it seems a little bit laggy. Right, so we are there. Where are we? We go this way, that goes to the Okay. I think that's a jet turbine over there. I think. We'll soon find out, won't we? Okay. Right, so here's our little macerator. Okay, so we're going to need to go underneath there, and we're going to have to get some power in this way. Now we hit a problem. And there's the problem solved. So we are going to do a direct line to some power cells here, and then we are going to have I don't know if we've got any power cells lined up. I'm going to put a 250 there. Okay, and we are going to just make it nice and square, make everything all nice and easy. And we are going to disconnect it from the coal. Now we're going to have a little bit of a problem here, but we're going to solve that straight away. Okay. And the way that we're going to solve that, because you need direct line of sight for the turbos, and if you don't have direct line of sight, they're no good. And yes, they do work across the ceiling. Right, that one goes there, down, goes across, that goes across. Like so. So you can have it over a doorway, just like so. Okay, and if you don't like that one like that, you just put that one there, and there you go, just like that. Doorway conveyor belt. Just in case you guys didn't realise that you could do that. And again, I think to just make it match. Well, you can't have it match. You've got to have it like that actually to work. Otherwise, it won't do it. Now, I'm not sure if you can fire a laser through the laser. Not really sure about that. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking 1, 2, 3 off. Okay. We're going to be putting back with these as well. On these. So that was just to show you that it is possible to do. Whoops, one way. 1, 2, 3. Where's my blue ones? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we've got 0% in there now. Okay. And now we're going to be blasting. I've not got another one of those. Right, no. So what we're going to be doing is moving this line. So all of this is coming out now. We don't need it. There's a lot of stuff here, and like I said, we just do not need it. I'm going to get all of these up. Bum, 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 bum. And these, and these. This, and this. You gotta be careful because they don't come in as quick as they used to. Right, and all of these can come off. Okay. And the first thing that we're going to be wanting to do is get this drill powered, but we want the matter transfer done as well. So to get as much power as we can here, we're going to have 4 of these here, because that's basically all we've got is 4 of those. And we're going to put the green ones, which we've got 10 of, let's see, we're going to want 2 there. I'm going to bank these up. Hopefully I have got enough. That will go there, you see, and power the drill there. And I'm hoping they're 250s, aren't they? Let's take that one out. No, we're going to bank those. Now the reason we're going to bank them, don't know if I'll need one more, is because we're going to want I have to move that one there, whoops, there, so it's directly touching, so you can have that touching there all the time, yeah. And then that's going to bank there. So all of these should, instead of, it's just going to be one block of power cell. And it's going to be fun when we're going to have to redo it all again. So now, I believe it does let you cross. Yeah. So we're going to have 2 of these coming out. And that's hit the power cells. Okay, so that should in a moment get it all working and all kick-starting. Now don't forget, this is just for tin. So what we're going to be doing is, first of all, we're going to be kicking this off. We're going to be kicking this off just to make sure that they connect and they start shooting power, because we've got power in there. We know when they're going to kick off. And there you can see the first one's kicked off, is transmitting. The second one's transmitting. Okay, so we're going to give that a couple of minutes to just fuel up, because it's got to reach all the way up to here. It's got to be going up into here. We're just going to see how that goes. This will actually be better when we got the nickel, because we can just use one line instead of just using two. But you get the idea. And what have we got in here? This is empty. And this one is full, so I'm going to put this in here and cue that out. And now we're going to see the power of this thing, because this should be giving out 3,000 units into all of this. We've got that banked. So that's constantly firing out 64k. Let's have a look. 13 there, 14 there, and these are just constantly, will just constantly fill up. And we'll just go and see how our other power bank is going. And you can see they're all starting to go. That one isn't transferring. Oh, it is looking like it. We're just seeing how this is going. that's full. And you should, over a period of time, this should actually fill up. Is that, what's that? So 250. You see, it is increasing slowly. It is getting there slowly. Because don't remember, it's got to go through all the top of here. And what we can do is we can change this and wait till battery is full. Okay, so we're going to wait till the battery's full now, and that just gives your bank time to fill up really. So we're going to change this one as well. So now you should see there it's going. I don't think it's good as the coal system we had, just because we just haven't got the power, but you can see it's going up, but you really need to keep this going. This is the problem with it, especially with these matter transfers. They just need so much power. Let's go and see how our other ones are doing. See, look, this has got all the power in it, look. Because I'm only using 250 lasers. That's the horrible thing about this.
Crafting.
So there we go, 4 lasers. I mean, this is just like in the experimental stage, because I haven't got the nickel. How are we doing now? See, it's still the power transfer, you see. between cubes is just horrendous. It really, really is. It's just, I don't know, it's just not really that good, I don't think. We're going to change this one. It's a shame that the power transfer just doesn't go, because really it should go. It should fill these batteries up, and it's just not doing it. You can see it's just not doing it. Not even reaching the top one, look. Quite a different design. Definitely need to work on that. Because if it's not going to bank it, or it's not going to work nicely, then no point in doing it. I'll do it the old coal miner's way. Yeah, I'll work on this. This is to me a fail. it's just not getting power. Don't like that at all. I might just put it back to how it was. I was hoping to have a lot more better, but I think my T1 design is much better. But to get power down to the cavern, we actually might use it for that instead. So I might have that as the power source for the cavern instead of trying to power the T1 stuff. But even so, I want to change this because I just did not like it at all. But we are going to put it back to how it was. So I'll do that. So I'm going to call that a failed project. And I am actually going to get rid of the what is it, the can't think of the flipping name now, the matter transfer, because it just takes huge amounts of power. And to be honest, I don't want it doing huge amounts of power because I find that a waste. In the wrong place. Actually, I do like it staying on the rock face. Because then it looks like it's got a little bit of support. Okay. Get rid of that. And we're just going to do it the old normal fashioned way. I think we'll do it that way. What? I've got hoppers. Oh no, I've got one hopper. I've got 6 hoppers. Right. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. As I say. Don't face the right way that I want you to face in. Right, I'm going to take that wall bit out there. Get that off. let's get. Oh God. Let's get one going, and we can do all the rest. Yeah, I don't know why, but matter transfer it's just too much power until you can get I don't know, really T3s. It's just a pain, really. So we're going to go, like I said, the old-fashioned way. Like so. Now that should clear itself. That's still out of power, and mining still out of power. So this looks like it might need 2. So let's put that one there. Goes there. It's the antimatter drill head, so we know that it's going to take a lot of power. Huh. Now this is interesting. How do we get the second one here? Okay. Okay, I think it's getting enough power now. See if it flickers. Because if it doesn't flicker, you know it's not aligned correctly, so you just turn it around with R now. Okay, that must be okay. Must be keeping the secondary one on top. Just out of power. Have we got a blue one? I've got a blue power cell. Take that off. Put that on. Put the blue one on. Go back, have a look, see what the problem is. Hopefully I can do it in time. Right, let's see, and where are we? Okay, 2, 3, 4. Put that one there. Put that one there. Lock. Right, that should now be giving the drill more than enough flipping power. Right, you know what? We're going to shove blue one there. Let that off. Now then. Now how are we doing? There we go. Just because we had the power block in the wrong place. Now. Whoops, a daisy. I'll fall down there. So you can see with the failed project we did with the power supply on the turbo, I might as well have had something of success. So with antimatter drill heads you need 3 lines, okay, 3 lines of T1 belts. So can you imagine the amount that we're going to need to have? But other than that, I think it's okay. Turbines are okay for doing huge amounts of power all at once. But I still think overall the amount of power that we can get from the sun is still better. And I am just going to what is it? Where is it? There we are. Put that one there. Put that one there. Because that will keep these batteries charged up anyway. And then I won't have to go and get biofuel for the turbo engine. We can do. I mean, there's no reason why we can't do. But you know, it's eventually I do want to get rid of all this coal, because finding coal seams time and time again can be just painful. Whereas eventually I want all of this gone and I just want solar panel banks, you know, because they can generate quite a lot, and for what we want, yeah, it might work. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It was interesting to note that the turbo still uses the power when it's filled everything up, so you are going to be wasting fuel unless you can bank it all in one major hit. And don't forget, you're only going to have a small gap. That's why I like the T2s that we've got there. So yeah, even all these now are redundant because of these T2s. So yeah, hope to catch you on the bounce. Have fun, stay safe, see you next episode. Bye for now.